Have you ever wondered why Japanese people seem to be so effortlessly good at saving money? While many of us find ourselves in a constant tug-of-war with our wallets, Japan seems to have cracked the code. Their secret, a few timeless habits rooted in their cultural values that foster smarter spending and better savings. In this video, we'll be exploring these Japanese money-saving methods that gracefully blend cultural tradition and practical wisdom. From understanding the ancient concept of Mottainai to the traditional budgeting method Kakeibo, we'll delve into how these practices promote frugality and mindful spending. We'll also uncover the power of minimalism and how the envelope budgeting system works. Plus, we'll walk you through everyday frugal habits that not only save money, but also respect the planet. These Japanese saving methods are more than just financial strategies, they're a lifestyle. So let's dive into these fascinating Japanese saving methods. Let's start with a powerful concept deeply ingrained in Japanese culture, Mottainai. This term, translated roughly as waste not, want not, forms a cornerstone of Japanese frugality. It's more than just a saying, it's a philosophy, a mindset, a way of life. Mottainai is a call to respect the value of all things, to avoid waste, and to use resources wisely. It's about recognizing the inherent worth of every object, whether it's a pair of shoes, a vegetable, or a piece of paper. This concept encourages us to appreciate what we have, to use it fully, and to discard as little as possible. But Mottainai is not just about material possessions. It extends to time, opportunities, even relationships. It's about making the most out of every moment, every chance, every connection. It's about mindful living and intentional choices. So how does Mottainai contribute to a frugal lifestyle? By fostering a sense of gratitude and mindfulness, Mottainai urges us to reconsider our consumption habits. Do we really need that new gadget? Or can we make do with what we already have? Can we repurpose something old into something new instead of buying more? Can we choose quality over quantity, lasting value over fleeting trends? By asking these questions, we start to shift our mindset. We begin to value simplicity over excess, sustainability over waste. We start to see the beauty in the everyday, the ordinary, the overlooked. And as we do, we find that we don't need as much as we thought we did. We start to save, not out of a sense of deprivation, but out of a sense of fulfillment. In embracing Mottainai, we learn to live frugally, not because we have to, but because we want to. We learn to save, not just money, but resources, time, energy. We learn to live better, not just for ourselves, but for the world around us. Understanding Mottainai is the first step in embracing a Japanese approach to saving. It's not just about counting pennies, it's about making each one count. It's not just about cutting costs, it's about cultivating value. And it's not just about saving money, it's about saving what truly matters. Next, allow me to introduce you to Kakeibo, a traditional Japanese budgeting method. The term Kakeibo translates to household financial ledger, and it dates back to the early 20th century. But don't let the age fool you. The principles of Kakeibo are timeless and can be applied to our modern-day spending habits with ease. Kakeibo revolves around the simple act of writing. It encourages you to manually jot down your income, your expenses, and your savings goals. This act of noting down your financial information promotes a sense of mindfulness about your spending habits. It's a gentle nudge to think before you spend. So, how do you start using Kakeibo? It's quite simple, really. At the start of each month, you take note of your income and then subtract your fixed expenses, such as rent or mortgage, utilities, and subscriptions. This gives you the amount of money you have to spend for the rest of the month. But it doesn't stop there. Kakeibo encourages you to set a savings goal for the month. This could be anything from 10% of your income to a specific monetary value. The choice is yours. Once you've set your goal, you subtract this from your spending money. The remainder is what you have left for variable expenses, like groceries and entertainment. The beauty of Kakeibo lies in its weekly planning. Each week you plan your spending according to 4 categories: survival, optional, culture, and extras. Survival includes necessities like food and transport. Optional covers non-essentials like eating out. Culture encompasses books, music, and the like. And extras are unexpected costs. At the end of each week, you review your spending. Did you stick to your plan? If not, why? And how can you improve in the future? This reflective process is key to understanding your spending habits and making necessary changes. But what about those who prefer digital methods? Well, you're in luck. There are many apps out there that mimic the principles of Kakeibo, allowing you to track your income, expenses, and savings goals digitally. It may not be the traditional pen and paper method, but it still encourages the same level of financial mindfulness. As you can see, Kakeibo provides a simple, yet effective way to control your spending and saving. It's not about depriving yourself or living on a shoestring budget. Instead, it's about being mindful of your spending, planning your expenses, and working towards your savings goals. It's about taking control of your financial future, 1 month at a time. In Japan, less is often more thanks to the practice of minimalism. Now, when we say minimalism, we're not talking about living in a stark, empty room with a single chair for furniture. No, Japanese minimalism is more about intentionality and mindfulness. The concept encourages us to carefully consider what we bring into our lives and to value quality over quantity. Let's take a look at a practical example. In Japan, it's not uncommon to find a capsule wardrobe, a collection of a few essential, versatile clothing pieces that can be mixed and matched. By investing in fewer but higher quality items, they save money in the long run. It reduces the urge for impulsive shopping, and it also declutters the wardrobe. The same principle extends to their homes. A decluttered living space isn't just aesthetically pleasing, it's also economically sound. Fewer items mean less money spent, less maintenance, and less stress. It's about creating an environment that supports peace of mind and financial wellness. Now, you might be thinking, but what about Marie Kondo? Well, while she's certainly brought attention to the concept of decluttering, Japanese minimalism goes beyond just sparking joy. It's about making conscious choices that ultimately lead to a more frugal lifestyle. For instance, Japanese people often invest in high-quality items that last longer rather than cheaper ones that need to be replaced frequently. This might mean spending a little more upfront, but over time, it saves money. And it's not just about material goods. Minimalism also applies to how they spend their time, opting for meaningful experiences over expensive distractions. So how does all this help with saving money? Well, when you start to focus on what you truly need, you begin to recognize the difference between want and need. You become more aware of your spending habits and can cut down on unnecessary expenses. You're also less likely to fall into the trap of retail therapy or impulse purchases. Instead, you invest in things that bring long-term value and satisfaction. In essence, Japanese minimalism teaches us that living frugally isn't about depriving ourselves. It's about making smart, intentional decisions that not only save us money, but also create a more peaceful, satisfying life, a life where we're not constantly chasing the next thing, but instead appreciating what we have. So, if you're looking for a way to save money and reduce stress, why not give Japanese minimalism a try? Start small. Maybe clear out that overflowing closet or cut down on takeaways. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. Embracing minimalism can free up not just your space, but also your budget. By adopting even just a few of these habits, you can start to see a real difference in your finances, and perhaps even in your overall quality of life. Another ingenious Japanese saving method is the envelope budgeting system. This financial strategy has been used in Japanese households for generations, and its simplicity itself. Imagine having a set of envelopes, each labeled with a different category such as food, bills, entertainment, and so on. At the start of each month, you would allocate a specific amount of cash into each envelope. This is your budget for that category for the month, and once it's gone, it's gone. This tactile approach to budgeting allows you to physically see and feel your money, making you more aware of your spending habits. It encourages you to think twice before making a purchase, knowing that you have a finite amount of cash in your hand. Now, you might be thinking, but I hardly use cash anymore. Everything's digital. True enough, but the envelope budgeting system can be adapted for today's cashless society. There are numerous online tools and apps that replicate the envelope budgeting concept, allowing you to allocate digital pots of money to different spending categories. The benefits of the envelope budgeting system are manifold. Firstly, it instills a sense of discipline, as you're forced to stick to your budget or risk running out of money before the end of the month. Secondly, it provides clarity. No more wondering where your money went at the end of the month. With the envelope system, you can see exactly how much you've spent and where. Finally, this system promotes intentionality. By consciously allocating your money to different envelopes at the start of the month, you're making a deliberate choice about where your money is going and what your financial priorities are. So why not give it a try? Whether you opt for physical envelopes or a digital equivalent, the envelope budgeting system could be just the thing to help you gain control over your spending and start saving more effectively. The envelope budgeting system can bring clarity and discipline to your spending habits. Everyday habits play a crucial role in the Japanese art of saving money. It's not just about the big budgeting methods or the grand minimalist ideals, but also about the small, everyday actions that, over time, contribute to substantial savings. One of these habits is the simple act of meal prepping. In Japan, you'll see this in the form of bento boxes, carefully prepared meals packed with a balance of carbohydrates, proteins, and vegetables. Not only does this promote healthier eating, but it also saves a considerable amount of money that would otherwise be spent on eating out or buying convenience foods. Plus, it reduces food waste, aligning with the concept of Mottainai. Another everyday habit is the practice of upcycling. Instead of throwing away items that are no longer needed or are slightly damaged, Japanese people often find creative ways to give them new life. An old shirt might be turned into a bag, a broken plate into a mosaic. This habit not only saves money but also fosters a sense of appreciation for the items we own. Next is the habit of walking or cycling instead of driving. In Japan, you'll find that many people prefer to travel on foot or by bike for short distances. This not only saves money on fuel and car maintenance, but also contributes to a healthier lifestyle and a cleaner environment. Lastly, there's the habit of buying local. Whether it's food, clothes, or household items, Japanese people often choose to support local businesses. This not only ensures the money stays within the community, but also often results in higher quality products. Plus, local produce is typically fresher and less expensive than imported goods, leading to savings in the long run. Each of these habits might seem small on their own, but when combined, they contribute to a lifestyle that's not only more frugal, but also more sustainable. It's a lifestyle that values quality over quantity, mindfulness over mindless consumption, and long-term savings over short-term gratification. But you don't have to move to Japan to adopt these habits. Try preparing your meals for the week, upcycle something you would have thrown away, walk or cycle instead of driving when possible, and support your local businesses. You might be surprised at how these small changes can impact your savings and your overall quality of life. Remember, the goal isn't to deprive yourself, but to make mindful decisions that align with your financial goals. It's about finding balance and learning to appreciate what you have. It's about understanding that saving money isn't a chore, it's a lifestyle. Adopting these everyday habits can make a significant difference in your savings. So why not give it a try? After all, the journey to financial freedom starts with a single step, or in this case, a single yen. We've covered a lot today, so let's quickly recap the key points. We began by discussing Mottainai, a cultural cornerstone in Japan that emphasizes the importance of avoiding waste. This philosophy is woven into the fabric of daily life in Japan, and it's a mindset that can have a profound impact on our personal finances. Next, we delved into Kakeibo, the traditional Japanese method of budgeting. This hands-on approach encourages mindfulness about our spending and helps us set tangible, realistic financial goals. It's not just about budgeting, it's about understanding our relationship with money and making conscious decisions. We also explored the Japanese philosophy of minimalism, which is about more than just decluttering. It's about investing in quality, finding joy in simplicity, and understanding that fewer possessions can mean more freedom and less financial stress. Then we looked at the envelope budgeting system, a practical, straightforward method that can help us gain control over our spending. By allocating our money to different categories, we can ensure that our essentials are covered while still setting aside funds for our personal goals. And finally, we shared some everyday frugal habits that can make a big difference over time. From meal prepping to upcycling, these small changes can add up to significant savings. Try implementing just one of these methods this week and see the difference it makes. Remember, every little bit counts towards your saving goals.